What's up, Rare Moment fam? Welcome back to the show. I am AG. This is Cole. We are the Rare Moment. Today we got a special guest on here, TJ from Own the Moment. Going to be grilling him today on what's going on with Own the Moment, talking a lot of their products, what they got coming down the pipeline, their new NFT project, Jolly Jokers. Really excited to get into it, TJ. Welcome on to the show, man.
What's going on? Long-time listener, first-time caller / guest. So happy to be on the show, and really excited about all the stuff that we have going on in the moment, and also with the Jolly Jokers community and the community at large. I mean, I feel like the vibes are back. Things are going up. We've got Top Shot heading in the right direction. We've seen some momentum with NFL All Day the past couple of days and weeks. So I feel like we're kicking right into gear as we head into August and then into football and basketball season.
Yeah, really excited. We all know it's the off season right now, so all of us content creators are scrambling for content right now, but really looking forward to getting into the season. So I've seen you on this little media tour here. I know that, people are kind of asking a lot of the same questions, so we're going to try to switch it up here a little bit. We're going to get in some of the same questions and hopefully get you some new questions as well. So before we get into all this stuff, we've been keeping tabs on you guys for a long time. And I know a lot of our community has too. You guys have definitely grown in the last 6 months for sure. So, the first question I got, little intro question here is, what makes Own the Moment different from all the other platforms that are similar to you guys?
Yeah, great question. So with Own the Moment, we've been in business for, I guess, about 18 months now. Started last January. Myself and Justin, my co-founder, we're big daily fantasy sports players for kind of the past decade, been semi-professional in DFS, DraftKings, FanDuel, etc. And last January, just heard about Top Shot for the first time. And it was just, I instantly fell in love with it. I like literally for 3 days straight, did not sleep, was just buying up Top Shot moments. And then we were like, we got to start a podcast about this. Like, people are going to love it. And that was kind of the starting point, and then it's grown into I think much more than we even ever envisioned when we started. So started off as the podcast, then built out the analytics platform for NBA Top Shot. We've since added NFL All Day to that as well. And then we built out the Owners Club, which is our fantasy football game, Web3 fantasy football game. And now we're also building out Rumble, the Jolly Jokers. So, really what our goal is to be a one-stop shop, full integration Web3 sports platform, where you come there for your data and analysis on sports NFTs. There's built-in gamification and utility where you can use these sports NFTs that you own and play in a variety of games. There's the community element with the Jolly Jokers and with kind of cross-community competition. So, I feel like our differentiator is one place where you can come and do all of those things. And also, like, being laser focused on sports NFTs. There's other platforms out there that kind of started in the same direction with us back in the Top Shot days, but have since moved into some of the non-sports stuff. And We're sports fans through and through. And we wanted to kind of go the opposite direction of like, let's lean all the way into sports. And that's also why we're moving our ecosystem to the Flow blockchain, because that's really where we believe that the next 10 million sports fans are going to onboard into Web3 through Flow, through things like Top Shot, All Day, the easy onboarding experience. And that's kind of the vision and the mission here at Own the Moment.
Love it. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of these other companies, just like you guys, started with the analytics platform, and it's just really good to see a company like you guys really pushing the boundaries here of what is yet to come, and integrating this Web3 sports fantasy games, also in with some analytics and stuff. So love to see what you guys are doing. The next little question I have for you is, you guys have seemed to adapted well in this ever-changing space. What has helped motivate you guys to do that? What wanted you to move on from analytics and to keep, pushing the boundaries here into what you guys are doing with fantasy sports?
It's a fast-moving space, that's for sure. And, one of the things that I always say is that in this space, if you have a 12 or 18 month plan that you are totally married to, like you're doing it wrong, because the macro landscape can change so drastically. I mean, last summer we had no thought or intention or plan of building out a fantasy game. And then like one day we just kind of had the idea, and it's like, all right, is everybody on board with that? Okay, boom, let's go, and start building in that direction. So really what we've been trying to do is it starts with the community, right? Building out that community first. Then it comes with the platform being in a position both technically and in a spot within the community where we can take advantage of whatever opportunity we see come up. And then from there, it's just being agile, being adaptable, and having a general direction of where we want to go, but also keeping in mind that, hey, I could wake up tomorrow and something happens that shifts everything, and that's okay. And we feel like we have the team, the community, and the technical infrastructure to go wherever we see the kind of future trend heading.
Yeah, I mean, I think, as being a fellow business owner, you got to be kind of ready to pivot at any second, and I think you guys have done that well. So congratulations to you. I think you guys are headed in a great direction. So moving on to getting into your website here.
Yeah, those are easily the two hardest questions we'll get all day.
Those are good ones. I mean, I love that stuff. Sorry,
all,
not to
all
cut you off,
softballs from here.
Yeah,
yeah. It's fun to talk about kind of the origin story, and
yeah, of course.
Even for me, just like taking a breath and looking back and being like, oh,
yeah,
shit,
right.
It has been a crazy 18 months and a lot has happened. But
well, yeah, because
it's kind of all led us to this point.
You move so fast, so much happens, and then sometimes you come up for air as the owner, and you go, holy smokes, what a crazy roller coaster ride the last 3 months. What has even happened here? Like, my God. But anyways, getting into the website here, for people who haven't or aren't familiar with Own the Moment, can you kind of walk us through as far as like a free package, premium package goes? I know you guys got multiple facets of that going on. So what does that look like for you guys?
Sure. If I could actually share my screen here, I think that might help walk it through too. So here's just kind of high level of Own the Moment, right? We essentially have 4 products now. We have the Own the Moment analytics platform. We have the Owners Club, which is our Web3 fantasy football game. We have Rumble coming up that gamifies and adds utility to NFL All Day. And then we have the Jolly Jokers, which is our profile picture collection of 5,000 NFTs on the Flow blockchain that is heavy utility based and is meant to kind of tie all of this ecosystem together. So if we start with the analytics website, so this has been our bread and butter from day one and will continue to be. But starting in August, we are going to be moving to OTM Premium, which means that our more advanced kind of edge seeking tools will go behind the paywall. So more of the informational stuff like account value, being able to just monitor the market, team and set completions, things of that nature, that will always remain totally free. But more of the advanced tools like the Flash Challenge Terminal, Challenge Tracker, Sniper, the data exports, and a lot of the future tools that we're going to build out will be behind the paywall as a part of OTM Premium. And then how that's going to work is that there's 2 ways that you can get access to those tools. There's a traditional subscription plan where you can sign up either for a weekly, monthly, or annual membership that will allow you to access the information behind the paywall. But you can also purchase a Jolly Joker, and then you get lifetime access to the tools for both Top Shot and NFL All Day. So you'll essentially just log in with your wallet, connect, we'll identify, verify that you own a Joker, and then you get the lifetime access. So, I mean, if you're a fan of the tools and if you're planning to subscribe to OTM Premium, for me, the Jokers is a no-brainer just in terms of the value, even if you're not traditionally a PFP kind of person. And so that's kind of the primary and the main value prop of the Jokers. But then there's also a ton more utility that comes with it as well.
So let me ask you this. As far as the premium tools go, what is your personal favorite premium tool? Like, is there something that you use the most or that you think has kind of like the most value or kind of gives you the most edge on fantasy games?
I would say without a doubt, it's the Flash Challenge Terminal, which is our newest tool. It was just released for the first time during the NBA Finals. So I feel like not a lot of people have even gotten to get their hands dirty with it. But it's the only place where you can see on-court data right next to Top Shot data. So in real time, you can be looking at the box scores. It updates by the second. You can see who's the leaderboard on the leaderboard for whatever the Flash Challenge is. You can also see the projections for the games that maybe haven't yet started. So we have some Flash Challenges live right now for WNBA, but once next NBA season kicks off, we'll have it running there. And we're also going to have it for NFL All Day, which
Wow.
I just think that that's going to be like the place to be on Sundays when, we're going to have, and I'm assuming we're going to have NFL All Day Flash challenges going on. We're going to have Rumble contests going on, the Owners Club. And so this will be the place where you can go. You can sweat the games by looking at the box scores, and you can also see who's climbing the leaderboard in the Flash challenges. You can sweat the Rumble leaderboard, sweat the Owners Club leaderboards. So, yeah, I feel like we just kind of got a taste of the Flash Challenge terminal during the NBA Finals, and I'm really excited for that to really kind of go mainstream as this season kicks off.
So what you're telling me is now I have to add another window to my my screen here. On Sundays, I feel like I'm like a bookie of some sorts with 10 windows up of all the different games, plus the the daily fantasy lineups, the regular fantasy lineups. Now it's going to be own the moment best ball lineups. It's going to be the Flash Challenge terminal. It's going to be an overload in my brain here on Sundays.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. There's so many things to look at, and so we're trying to pull in as much of that info as we can, and have a nice place where people can really track what's going on, and also look at their all day portfolio at the same time.
That's awesome, man. I'm really looking forward to getting into some of that premium content with you guys. That's going to be really helpful for NFL All Day Flash Challenges, no doubt about it. So speaking of fantasy sports, you guys got something called the Owners Club going on here, which is your guys' best ball game, right?
It is, yeah. So I can give kind of a quick breakdown. So we have two formats of games with the Owners Club. So I can break down each of those. So we have best ball, and then we have our traditional game. But first, I'll kind of give the high level. So for the Owners Club, it's a Web3 NFT based fantasy football game, and how it works is that you purchase NFTs, and then you are able to use those NFTs to create lineups to enter free contests where you can win real money. And so kind of the first thing that you need to know when it comes to the Owners Club is how the scoring and how the cards work. So each card is representative of a city and a position in football. So for example, and you can see on this card here, the Kansas City wide receiver. So if you have the Kansas City wide receiver card and you play that in your lineup, it scores points for the entire position group of Kansas City wide receivers. So it's not tied to one individual player. You score points for every single person, which, has been a lot of fun, right? You don't have to worry about injuries, right, or backup running back touchdown vultures, or that random third string tight end that scores a touchdown. Like, one of the things I like to say is the Owners Club is where you're scoring the most fantasy points compared to any other game. Score points on every play, unless there's some random offensive lineman that happens to score a touchdown. Other than that one edge case, every single touchdown counts in the Owners Club, which I think is super fun. And yeah, so that's kind of the base level. And then when you get into best ball, this is really the simplest way that you can play fantasy football. So how that works is that you'll open up a best ball pack. They're going on sale in early August. It'll be $10 for a pack. You open up the pack. In there, you have 20 cards. And of that 20 cards, you then create your 12-card lineup, which you can kind of see here. So you're restricted to whatever random 20 you happen to get in that pack. You then make your 12-card lineup. You mint it as an NFT, and then that's it. You don't have to do anything more from a weekly management standpoint. Every single week of the regular season, we will automatically input your optimal lineup of 6 cards, which is basically the best of each position: quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, defense, and then a super flex, which is your next highest score regardless of position. And then scores just accumulate over the entire 18-week season. Whoever scores the most points at the end is the winner. And then the final twist is that it also involves a secondary marketplace. So you can, because they're NFTs, you can buy and sell these lineups throughout the season. So Cole could have a lineup that's in first place after week 5. He bought the pack for $10 and then he sells it to someone for $200. Now Cole has the $200. That person now owns the lineup and has the chance to win the $5,000 first prize or whatever it may be. So really excited about that dynamic.
I really like that twist, actually. So is there a playoff format, or it's just all cumulative weeks 1 through 18?
So we first ran this game last year for the playoffs, and we are now running it for the regular season as well. And there will definitely be a playoff variant as well. So the playoff variant adds, another layer to it, right? Because people play different amounts of games. So there's definitely a stacking element there where you want the teams to advance. But yeah, we piloted it in the playoffs. We had packs on sale for 3 days before the playoffs and sold like 8,000 of them. So there was definitely demand for it. We actually slashed the prices in half too. There were $20 packs for the playoffs. They're now just going to be $10 packs for this year. So really, really cheap entry point for people to start getting involved. And then in late August / early September, we'll release our traditional TOC packs, which will be $99. And how those work is that you open up a pack and you get 5 NFTs, one of each position: quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, defense. Once you own those cards, you now create lineups across our 5 different contests and then compete for prizes in that way. So each week we'll have our main event contest, which is 5 cards. You play one of each position. So the most simple way that you could play the Owners Club is you could buy one pack for $99, take those 5 cards and play that lineup every single week for the entire season and, hope that you cash. Or you buy more cards, you can mix and match. We have the Side Hustle, which is a 2-card game. We also have the Low Ball, which is a 5-card game, but with a twist. The lowest score is actually the winner. So you're trying to create the worst lineup in that game. And then we have the Island of Misfit Cards, which is 1 tight end and 1 defense, a 2-card game there. And then the final one is the OGs contest, which is kind of a tip of the cap to the first edition cards. So cards from last season will be used in one rotating format contest throughout this season. And every contest is 5 max entry. So you can enter 5 lineups into each of these contests.
Wow, I feel like I'm just sitting at a World Series of poker event here.
Well, based off me and AG's mediocre, based off me and AG's mediocre DFS career, I think the low ball contest is right up our alley.
There it is.
I think we can take that down.
One of my favorite things last year would be people would be like, my low ball lineup outscored my main event lineup. Like, can I be any worse at DFS? I've tried to make one lineup to not score points. I tried to make one lineup to score points, and the opposite happened.
So just to clarify, so you buy 5 packs, and you choose your best 12. You mint it. That's it. You can't go back. You can't change that. Once it's minted, that's it for the rest of the season. That's done. So the other
for best ball, yes.
Yeah. Correct. So the other 8 moments, those are just kind of
gone. They have no bearing. So So when you open up the pack is actually not in itself yet an NFT. That is generated off chain, and then you're basically just taking the contents there, and you have the option to select 12 of the 20. So you can't mix and match best ball packs either. So in that way, it kind of it's luck of the draw to a certain extent when you're opening the pack, which also makes it fun, right? It's not like, someone can just buy 100 packs and mix and match them and create the best possible lineups. Like you're dealt the hand that you get, and then you kind of do the best with it from there. And the pack opening experience is super fun, and I think people are really going to enjoy it. It was cool last year, and it's like 10 times better this year.
Well, Cole and I always love that there's a cap on entries, because one of our biggest gripes of all time is the fact that these guys, these sharks out here in DFS, can create 150 lineups and come up with all these different options when you got guys like Cole and I, who call ourselves the perennial doormats, who
we're just the little guys out here,
who only can afford so many lineups, and you're hand building or using optimizers to create your best 3 lineups against these guys that have 150. And we always say, DraftKings, FanDuel, get all these contests down to single entry contests, and let's see who's really good at DFS here. So
we're just bitter, as you can tell.
No, I mean, I couldn't agree more, and that's really honestly part of what inspired us to make the Owners Club, is like, let's make fantasy football fun again. Like, I feel like it got so serious, and so like everyone's literally running simulations of the slate to perfectly match up projections versus ownership. Like, come on, what happened to like, we're getting together with a couple of our buddies, drafting a league, and giving each other shit on the weekend based on how the lineups do. So it's like, how can we kind of take that 10, 12 person home game feel and scale that vibe to thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people? And I feel like, the Web3 ethos in general of community allows for that to happen. And with the marketplace, with people chatting it up in Discord, like it really was a lot of people have said the most fun they've had playing fantasy football in a while. And I think that all goes back to the community. And again, that Web3 ethos at its core.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this is great. I think you kind of have taken it and made it a lot easier for a lot of people, a lot less stress and a little more fun, where we know that when you got players sitting on your bench that are outscoring the people that are starting, you're pulling your hair out. And now you can just kind of pick your players, you can mint them and move on and just sit back and enjoy the season. So I actually really like that aspect of it. That's amazing. Anything else you got on the Owners Club? Or one thing I actually wanted to ask is the point system. You guys, I'm assuming when you guys release the packs, you guys are going to release the point system.
Yeah. We actually have an article on our website that people can check out. So if you go to the OTM website under the content section, there's a Owners Club 2022 details. So we walk through everything I said. We have the point system right here. The main difference in point system for the Owners Club is there's no PPR, so completely standard, 0 points per reception. The reason for that is because with the positional scoring, if it was PPR, the wide receiver position would just like blow every other position out of the water. And then for quarterbacks, it's 6-point passing touchdowns instead of 4-point.
Okay.
So when we created the scoring system, our goal was to have quarterback, running back, and wide receiver be like as close to possible as averaging the same. And so we looked at like the last 5 years of data and kind of backed into a scoring system that would make the median average as close as possible for those three positions.
Nice. Love it. Awesome. I'm going to have to get familiar with the scoring process before I start drafting teams. Looking forward to opening packs, man. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Like one of the prime examples I would say is like the Carolina running back card is actually not that good of a card in TOC. Whereas like in standard PPR leagues, Christian McCaffrey is like the number 1 or 2 pick. But because it's only a single running back and there's no PPR, it's not that valuable. Whereas something like Cleveland running back, where you've got Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, you're getting both of those points. And so if I remember correctly, that was the top scoring running back card in last year's season.
Oh, look, are you guys paying attention here? He's giving you some strategy tips here.
There it is.
There you go. There you go. All right. Moving on here from Best Ball. You guys got a new game on your platform this year called Rumble, free to play every week. Really excited to get into this with you guys. Anytime the word free is thrown around, Cole and I's ears pop up. So really excited to get into this for people who are cheap, looking to just get some cheap thrills and to have some fun with fantasy sports. Walk us through the Rumble game here.
Yes, indeed. So Rumble is a game that adds utility to your NFL all-day moments. So how this works is that each week you're able to create a Rumble roster that then competes in the contest where you can win Dapper Balance. So you'll see the Rumble roster is pretty familiar. 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex, which is a running back, wide receiver, or tight end. And then the one twist is this DST plus position. So in order to construct your Rumble roster, you can build it from any player that you own their moment in the NFL all-day game. And for the DST plus position, we wanted to, number one, make things as simple as possible and not overcomplicate it with things like IDP. And number 2, we wanted to give utility to as many moments in NFL all day as possible. So how the DST plus position works is that it can be any player from a non-skill position, and then it essentially just maps to whatever team that moment is associated with, and then it's pretty standard defensive scoring from there. So I could play a Seattle offensive lineman moment in my DST plus, and it basically counts as the Seattle defense, with one exception is that we've added a 3-point bonus to the scoring if the team wins the game. So kind of giving a little bit of a twist there. So that's how the DST plus position works. And then we also have the Rumble hero. So each lineup is eligible to designate one player the hero. That player will get 1.25x on their score. And the way that you designate someone the hero is that it has to be a rare or legendary moment. And then there's a max of 1 hero per roster. So you could theoretically play more then 1 rare and legendaries, but only one of them can be designated the hero and receive that 1.25x point bonus.
It doesn't matter if it's rare or legendary. You're not getting extra points if it's legendary compared to a rare.
They're both the same.
And that can be for any position as well?
Correct. Any position.
Okay.
So, just curious, what made you guys want to offer this as a free game as opposed to, maybe trying to add this as another revenue stream for you guys?
Yeah, I think really the goal right now is just to open up the top of the funnel as much as possible and get people in the door. And we felt that by creating this Rumble game, it's a really easy way to get NFL All Day fans into our ecosystem. And the hope is that people come in, they play a week of Rumble, they love it, they want more, and so then they go and buy some Owners Club packs because they're really now into this Web3 fantasy football ecosystem and they want to play more. So for right now, that's the case. But there's certainly options in the future to expand on the Rumble offering in general. The idea of like token gated contests with the Jolly Jokers is super interesting. So think about a future where you could have Rumble contests that you can only enter if you own a Jolly Joker. We're kind of piloting that where we're going to be running a week or two of tests in the preseason, and only Jolly Joker holders will be a part of that beta test. So that's kind of the main thing there. And then also just want to make sure I touch on the last aspect, which is what we call the Rumble wrinkle. So this is something that we originated with the Owners Club game. And so how it works is that every Sunday at 1:00 Eastern, that's when the lineups lock or the contest lock. But you can still play any moment, which means that you can play a moment from the Thursday night game and know exactly how many points they're going to score. What this did in the Owners Club was it created a really fun secondary marketplace dynamic on Thursday nights, where as people are scoring touchdowns, people are buying up that moment on the marketplace. And so we wanted to bring that fun over to the Rumble game as well. And it was really one of the things that people enjoyed the most. And again, really like it just adds a different dynamic. And like, to me, the marketplace is part of these games, right? Like, you're creating a lineup and trying to score points, but there's also a marketplace aspect to the game. And so this one really was a ton of fun in the Owners Club. And I think we'll see some all day moments flying on Thursday nights as well.
I think that's awesome. I think, adding this utility to NFL All Day for Dapper is awesome. It's going to encourage people to be hitting the marketplace a little more. It's going to definitely keep, I'll be keeping my eye on this for sure. And maybe even start becoming a little bit more of a flipper here potentially. So one quick, I know Cole had this question down. In case that there's a tie at the end of the week, what's the tiebreaker?
Yeah, the tiebreaker is the lowest aggregate serial combination. So if two lineups score the same amount of points, you add up the serial numbers of the two lineups, and whoever has the lowest aggregate summary is the winner. This was also how we handled it in the Owners Club. With the Owners Club, this actually played a major impact in the Side Hustle, which is our 2-card game, because there you get a lot of overlap, right? You get someone that's playing Buffalo quarterback and Buffalo wide receiver. If you're playing those 2 cards together in the Side Hustle, I can guarantee you that somebody is going to duplicate that exact same lineup. And so what we saw there is that it's not really worth playing Buffalo quarterback, Buffalo wide receiver, unless you have a super low serial combination. And those low serials really have the value in the 2-card game. So for Rumble, I don't anticipate it playing a big difference, but that is how ties will be settled.
See, guys, low serials do matter out there.
They matter.
And this is a full PPR scoring system, correct?
That's correct. Yeah. So this is kind of the traditional full PPR scoring, 4-point passing touchdowns. Really, the only scoring implication here is that extra 3-point bonus for a win for the DST Plus spot.
Okay. And then do you have any information like regarding the prize pools that you can give away at this time?
I do not. I can say that prizes will be awarded in Dapper balance, and we always prefer flatter payout structures. So it will be not super top heavy. We'll err on paying out more places versus less places, but we'll be releasing the exact kind of payout structures and prizing structure as we get closer to the season.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Rumble beta contest will begin during the preseason. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah. So we're going to be running a beta contest in the preseason. This is going to be exclusive to Jolly Joker holders. There will be some prizes in there, but it's not like the point of this is not like, oh, there's this massive high EV contest in the preseason. Like, don't go waste your time trying to buy up backup quarterbacks to use for the preseason contests.
Just to work out the kinks.
This is really more something I'm sure we'll get into the Jolly Jokers in general next. But just like this is going to be a theme going forward where anytime we're working on a new product or a new game, the Jolly Jokers will get first access to it and help us test it. And, we're building these games for the community and want to be building them with the community. So if the community is not aligned to how we're structuring the games and how we're structuring the product experience, then we shouldn't be building the game. So we want to definitely make sure that people are along the journey with us and that we're getting that immediate direct feedback so that we can adjust accordingly before rolling it out to the entire public.
Awesome. Love it. I'm really looking forward to this Rumble game. I love that it ties into NFL all day, just incentivizing people to go out and hit the marketplace and buy moments. And that's what NFL all day needs. So looking forward to that. Like you said, Jolly Jokers, for those of you who don't know, Jolly Jokers is Own the Moment's new NFT PFP project. Really looking forward to getting this as we are a community partner in that. So please, if you're going to buy one of these, choose the rare moment. Would love for you guys to be a part of our community. So before we get into this here, just wanted to ask you, what made you guys want to start a PFP NFT project kind of in this, tough landscape right now?
Yeah, launching a PFP has been something we've talked about for literally over a year now. It was always an aspirational goal, but we never wanted it to be, we wanted it to be a little different, right? And we knew we wanted it to be heavy utility focused. And all throughout last summer and fall, just didn't feel like we had the fit where we could launch the project in a way that aligned with our brands and kind of our goal. But early this year, so we went out, we had the analytics platform built up. We built out the owners club. We're building Rumble. And we really felt like we were in a place where, okay, we have utility that we can offer immediately with this. So now's the time. Let's go ahead and roll this out. So the Joker concept also kind of comes from TOC. So this is one thing that I forgot to mention with TOC, but there's also the most rare card is there's Jokers. So you could get a quarterback Joker, and then each week you just get to select whatever quarterback you want that Joker to be for that week, which is a fun element there. So we kind of leaned more into that with the Jolly Jokers PFP. We're building it out on Flow where people are going to be able to buy directly with their Dapper balance. But it's kind of a way for us to integrate the entire ecosystem with the utility. It links in OTM Premium. It links in the Owners Club. It links in Rumble. And it's going to be a core part of the longer term OTM business strategy in terms of building out that community and providing some kind of token gated experience for Jolly Joker holders.
Love it. Any particular reason why you chose, you kind of alluded to it, but any particular reason why you chose Jokers as the NFT as opposed to any other random, animal or anything like that?
Yeah, it was mostly around that and mostly around we hadn't seen a Jokers focused PFP. Yeah. And didn't there's enough animals out there. Yeah. We wanted to try and do something a little different. I mean, I personally really, really like the art that we landed on. I think it's super fun. And there's a bunch of different sports traits with it. I think we have 200 total traits. So we'll have a bunch of different sports traits, a bunch of the standard crypto traits like the laser eyes and all of that good stuff. And there's also going to be 15 golden goats that people could potentially mint. And I think one of the slides I have upcoming shows a little Easter egg of what a golden goat may look like.
It's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I remember last year when the NFT boom happened, Cole and I, we got pretty into NFTs, and one of my best friends, we were really into it, and we actually thought about starting our own PFP project. We had a little meeting with some of our friends who are engineers and stuff, and of course, we never got around to making one, but it's something Cole and I have always talked about making. So,
that process lasted for about a week and then it faded.
Yeah.
It wasn't that serious.
It's definitely, it's not easy. Like, I mean, kind of behind the scenes look, we worked with an art. I mean, we probably sourced 15 different takes on what a Jolly Joker would be from 15 different artists. Kind of started to narrow it down, gave feedback, landed on the kind of base character that we really liked. And then it was mapping out, 200 plus different traits, working through the art on each and every one of those traits, making sure it turned out the way that we want. And then you're going through the layering process of making sure that all of these traits work with each other together. And that, when there's long hair and sunglasses, that there's not an issue with how it ends up getting layered on the PFP. Right. And then from there, you run the randomization and add the rarity to it and generate the 5,000 PFPs with that rarity. So yeah, it was kind of cool to see the process, but it's a lot of work definitely goes into it. And we're happy with kind of how everything turned out.
Yeah, they're intermingling of art and tech. Very interesting. So can you walk our audience through the Jolly Jokers NFT project and just kind of let them know what excites you about this?
For sure. Yeah. So high level, Jolly Jokers is a collection of 5,000 NFTs. It's built on the Flow blockchain, again, with Dapper Wallet integration, meaning that you can buy with your Dapper balance or deposit with your credit card or crypto purchase through that way. The mint price is $299, and it's a very utility heavy PFP. So there's four pieces of instant utility that you get by owning a Jolly Joker. The first is that lifetime access to OTM Premium for both Top Shot and All Day, the $200 annual value. Second is the idea of token gated sports contests. So I can kind of flip over to here. Here's a little golden good Easter egg of what those may look like. So the instant utility, and this is kind of one of the main questions I've been getting, is why would I mint more than one Joker? And this is kind of the answer. So we are creating 3 TOC best ball contests with 100K in prizes, strictly for people that mint Jolly Jokers. So there's 3 contests: the extra point, the field goal, and the touchdown. For the extra point contest, there's $30,000 in prizes. And how this one works is that for each Jolly Joker that gets minted, you get 1 pack that is an entry into the extra point contest. So if you mint 1 Jolly Joker, you'll get 1 free pack. You mint 3, you'll get 3 free packs. You mint 15 free packs. Then the next is the field goal, which has the largest prize pool at 50K. So this is for people that mint 3 or more Jokers. If you mint 3 or more, you get 1 entry into the field goal. So it's 1 entry max per user. So in this case, if you mint 3 Jolly Jokers, you would get 1 entry into the field goal, and then you would get your 3 entries into the extra point. And then the final one is the touchdown with a $20,000 prize pool. And this is for anyone that mints 6 or more Jolly Jokers. So if you mint 6 Jolly Jokers, you'll end up getting 1 entry into the touchdown, 1 entry into the field goal, and then 6 entries into the extra point. So this is kind of the instant utility that you get for minting more than one. And you'll also see that this aligns with our pre-order system. So there's 2 ways that you can submit a pre-order, either by burning a TOC card or by sending 5 NBA Top Shot moments to the Jolly Joker wallet. By doing each of those, you get the opportunity to mint up to 3 Jolly Jokers during the pre-order, and you can do both of them. So that kind of aligns directly to the 6, 3, 1, and people can make the decision from there on how many Jokers they want to mint.
That's awesome.
And in regards to the pre-order system, how long will people have to register for that?
Yeah, so the pre-order is open as we speak. I can walk through exactly how to get set up with the pre-order, but it'll be open for all of next week.
Okay.
So starting next week, all during the week, people will be able to submit their pre-order, and then shortly after that, we'll be opening up the pre-order mint, which basically means, so by completing the pre-order, you get yourself on the list, basically. And then once you go to the Jolly Joker website, you connect your wallet. We identify that you are indeed on the pre-order list. And then that gives you the option to mint up to 3 Jolly Jokers.
All right. And for anyone out there who's watching and is interested in sending the 5 Top Shot moments to the Jolly Joker community wallet, what's the name of the wallet right now?
Yep, it is Jolly Jokers. So let's
pretty simple.
I can pull it.
Okay.
Yeah, Jolly Jokers, no space. I'll pull it up here. So yeah, you can see
Nuggets
843 have been sent in. Yeah, so what we are doing is we put it as the Nuggets, and one of the things that we are encouraging is for people to send in a Jokic moment for the Joker. So one of our goals is for the Jolly Jokers account to become the top Nikola Jokic collector. And
I like it.
We're looking to lock in those Jokic's, get ourselves on the leaderboard. So people have been sending those in. Let's see. We can look at the Joker's account.
That's awesome.
I love that. Yeah, look at you guys bringing it full circle, tying it all in here.
Always got to.
Love it.
Always got to. Oh, I was trying to look for all day.
I'm assuming the scoring for these best ball games going to be the same scoring format as the Owners Club.
That's correct. Yep. The scoring system is exactly the same there. All right, so let's see how many Jokic. So we got a $2,500 true account value, pretty solid, and we've got 63 Jokic's in the wallet so far. So
it's enough to get you into a leaderboard.
Yeah. So that's the one way that you can pre-order. The second is that you can go to the TOC website, so toc.otmnft.com/JollyJokerBurn. You can also just click on Jolly Jokers up top. And then what you can do here is you can go through a process where you burn one of your TOC cards, and then that gets you on the list as well. So those are the 2 pre-order options. And then if you do these, you can then head over into our Discord, and there's a show pre-order channel where people are going in and posting a screenshot of showing them either sending the 5 moments or of them getting the burn confirmation here. And then we're going to run a raffle where one person that went through the pre-order wins a free Jolly Joker in addition to whatever they mint.
Hell yeah. Cool, man.
And just to clarify, people can send in any Top Shot moment, correct? It can be a rare, it could be 60K dirt, any of those.
Yeah. You can send a rare if you want, but basically either a 60K dirt or a Jokic moment is kind of the recommendation guidelines here. But yeah, you can send in whatever 5 you want. And then again, we'll then be able to identify based on your Top Shot account what your Flow wallet address is, and then put you on the pre-order list as a result.
Cool.
So speaking of utility here, you alluded to this is a utility heavy focus. So let's kind of get into some utility here with the Jolly Jokers.
Yep. Yeah. So utility wise, we have the lifetime access to OTM Premium. We have the token gated fantasy sports contest, starting with those best ball contests. We also have the beta access to upcoming products such as Rumble. And then the last thing is this idea of epic experiences, where if we sell out, we will be opening up a Jolly Joker community ticket fund, which will be loaded up with 100 pairs of tickets to various sporting events, whether it be NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, whatever sporting event of your choice. And then Jolly Joker holders will have the opportunity to win their way into in real life sporting events in their local city. And then we're also looking to host kind of larger Jolly Joker events around some of the bigger things. So the one that we've been talking about is that next year with the Super Bowl in Scottsdale, Arizona, it's at the same time as the Phoenix Open Waste Management, which is the most fun PGA golf tournament of the year. So we are definitely looking to host an event out in Arizona that weekend. I think that would be a ton of fun and get together people in real life and just get Jolly Jokers hanging out at the 16th green of TPC, and then also being able to watch the Super Bowl somewhere.
That's awesome. Sweet. Yeah, I've always had a good time at some IRL events, whether it's for an NFT project I've been in, or I actually won a little private watch party for the Warriors game through NBA Top Shot, and it was cool to hang out with some Warriors fans and talk some sports and NFTs. So I love IRL stuff. Looking forward to being a part of this with you guys, and hopefully we can come out and hang out with the boys.
Very cool. You might already have this on a upcoming slide here, but are you able to kind of elaborate on how exactly the community wallets are going to work?
Perfect. Yep. That's exactly what great segue into what I was going to talk to next. So yeah, as a part of this, we have over 30 now community partners that are on this journey with us, including you guys with the rare moment. And so how this will work is that, well, how it works for right now is that when you go in the Discord, there's a select community channel. And so you can badge into whatever community you want there. And that just kind of shows you a tag in the Discord. But the more important part is that during mint, there will be a drop down where you select a community and then your wallet gets tied to that one community. And how it works from there is that the community wallet will receive 10% of the minting fees and then also 50% of the secondary royalties. And then, so if somebody comes in, they select the rare moment in the drop down, they mint their NFTs, 10% of it goes to the rare moments wallet, and then you guys can reinvest those funds back into your community however you see fit. And then on top of that, there's going to be different kind of cross community games and leaderboards. We actually held our first one last weekend with the Open Championship. We had over 550 people enter there, where people are competing individually, but then also selecting into their communities. So yeah, just really creating that kind of fun, competitive spirit amongst the communities, and just so many awesome groups too. And also like a chance to get people exposure to the different communities in this space. And I mean, just a lot of like-minded people, and really, really pumped to have all of these awesome groups on board.
Yeah, hopefully this leads to a little more collaborations within this community here. That's one thing I was excited about, is to kind of start reaching out to a little bit more of these guys, and maybe doing some shows with them. And like you said, doing some cross-community, more videos and stuff like that. So I entered into that PGA tournament. I don't think I was anywhere close. I've never had any luck at PGA DFS. But nonetheless, I still find myself entering it every once in a while, and I don't know why.
It's a fun one. It's like it's a fun sweat, but it is so difficult.
I mean, it's so hard.
Like PGA DFS, it's one of my favorite DFS sports, but it can also be like so frustrating.
Well, I mean,
like I just sit there on Thursday and I'm like, oh well, I got guys missing the cut. My lineup's already dead for the weekend.
I'm already toast. Because I mean, it's one thing, Cole and I like showdowns. It's you're focused on one game. You can run analytics for the players in that game, but talking about a whole weekend and what can go wrong with these guys is a whole nother story here. It's
especially for a sport we have no knowledge about. So
yeah,
that doesn't help.
Very little. I actually have an important question for you here. And this ties into Cole and I being deep into the NFT space. And, we're big research guys. Before we dive into anything, we like to do our research. And one of the big things is, it's important to kind of know who the team is. And we learned that, I think, the hard way. And some of these, just like a lot of people, whether it was crypto, NFTs, you think there's a good team at hand. And the next thing you know, this project's folding up and you're getting a Discord announcement and you're trying to, not be the last one holding the bag. So can you walk our audience through a little bit more of the background on who the team is and why they have what it takes to get this job done here, and to, give it follow through on all the promises at hand here?
Absolutely. I love that question because, for me, the team and the people are everything. And I think what we have here is a super, super strong team across the board of people with various backgrounds, skill sets, and every single one on the team is just like a grinder to the absolute max, which I know is super important, especially in this space where it's 24/7. So in total, we've got about 15 people on the Own the Moment team. 6 of us are full-time at this. So from the full-time team perspective, we have myself and my co-founder, Justin. So me and Justin met all the way back 10 years ago, working at Capital One together in this analyst development program. So my background comes in, I spent 6 years at Capital One and then 3 years at GlaxoSmithKline, a pharma company, in a variety of roles in the digital analytics, digital marketing, product management, and engineering space. So come from kind of that tech website building background. Justin was working in blockchain for the past 7-8 years at Capital One, and then more recently at Accenture. So he comes from an extensive blockchain research background there. And then beyond this, we have our development team. So we have our CTO, Scott, who formerly worked at PayPal for 6 years, was a principal engineer there. Scott's also been working in a variety of blockchain related projects since 2017. And it's just like super, super ninja developer, best I've ever seen, hands down, like for sure. And then we have Neil on the dev team, who's actually my brother. He's the one who built out the Top Shot and All Day analytics platform. He also used to work at Accenture in a previous life. We have Coop, who's also one of my best friends from college. We played hockey together at Penn State. Coop comes from Deloitte. He's our COO and just kind of is a get everything done man behind the scenes. Really, really just give him a task, he gets it done, and super, super valuable to the team as well. And then the last full-time member is Tim, who's our marketing and growth guy. Tim worked at ESPN for 10 years and was most recently a VP of marketing at MSNBC. So has a ton of experience in the space and has been a great addition there. And then beyond that, we've got a team of part-time developers, contractors. We've got a badass designer named Pedro who comes up with all the awesome stuff that you see on our website. So, and then some content people that are helping put together some community people. So yeah, all in all, team is everything. I think you start with the right team and you take everything else that comes to you from there. So I'll put the OTM team up against anyone for sure. We've got a ton of not only professional experience, but just like that entrepreneurial grind. We're hungry and we're excited to really make a splash in this space.
And that's important. So there you go, guys. I mean, we got TJ. He's doxed right here. You see the face. We got him right here.
Yeah, we're fully doxed and have been from day one. And I think that's super important. Like, yeah,
it is.
You can trust the team. I'll tell you that much. I mean, I'll give you that personal trust from me. Like you can trust that we're going to go about things the right way. We're in this for the long haul. This is not some kind of cash grab to make a quick buck. This is to get money in the door so that we can continue to build out for the community. And I really think that everyone that gets involved in this project is going to have a great time. I mean, I think that's most important too. But I think B, also just you're going to see the benefits. You're going to see the utility. And if you're bullish long-term on Top Shot and All Day and Own the Moment and everything that we're trying to do, there's only 5,000 of these jokers. So if you think that 6 to 12 months from now, there's going to be a ton more people trying to get access to Top Shot and All Day analytics, there's only going to be 5,000 lifetime subscriptions available. So they could be in high demand again if you're bullish on the direction that all this is heading.
Well, I think so, man. And I think you just hit it on the head. This is not a cash grab. And I think I saw that from the start. You guys could have easily have been one of those teams that could, hey, yeah, let's have a 10,000 mint and let's try to make as much money as we can. At the end of the day, we've seen how those mints goes, and the goal is to sell out here. And it's so hard to sell out a 10,000 mint. I think those are all just cash grabs. I think those all just end up failing 90% of them. I think you guys got a strong team here. I mean, I'm really looking forward to this so much. I hope our audience too. Rare Moment fam, we want you to represent here for us for the Jolly Jokers. You just heard TJ here. I mean, if you are not sold by now, I don't know what's going to sell you. If you're a sports fan, and I know you are because you're watching the show right here, let's go. I'm all in on the Jolly Jokers. I'm excited to be a community partner. I will definitely be buying a few of these things. I really think that these have great utility, and I love what you guys are doing here with the Jolly Jokers. So, hey, hats off to you guys. Looking forward to being partners with you guys. Anything else you want to share about the Jolly Jokers? I got a few random questions for you before we get out of here.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I just really appreciate you guys having me on. I'll just kind of give a plug of go ahead, follow us on Twitter at Jolly Jokers NFT, and then make sure you're getting in the Discord. Even if you're not someone that's in Discord 24/7, like just jump in there. It's a pretty calm Discord. It's not like you need to be in there 24/7, but we've got all the info you need. You can find out about the pre-order system there. You can post your pre-order into the channel where you win your spot in the raffle. So jump in the Discord. It's good vibes in there. And yeah, thanks again for you guys having me on the show. And make sure that when you get in the Discord, you select into the Rare Moment community, and then prepare to select them on the drop down during mint day as well.
So we went over all the Own the Moment stuff, all these products. Just before we get out of here for the next 5-10 minutes, let's have some fun here.
Right.
Got some random questions for you, and we're going to get into it. So the first one is, would you guys, you talked about kind of pivoting, doing all this. Would you ever consider having like a sports book on your website? Have you ever thought about that?
It would be nice. We would have to either raise massive amounts of money to get the licensing or get acquired by a sports book. But both of those things are definitely on the radar 100%. I mean, I personally think that things like daily fantasy sports and sports betting, it's kind of stale. Like it's all just kind of the same. And I think the space in general is ripe for innovation and ripe for additional gamification, where it's not just like, oh, I'm going in and making my one bet and that's it. It's more, again, community involved of like, oh, I'm going in and I'm making my bets in this like pool of people and I'm seeing what other bets people are making and we're kind of doing this together. So the short answer is that's not possible for us to do in the short term, given the structure, but long term would absolutely love to make waves in kind of the broader sports gambling space.
Cool. Sweet. Next question here. Just going to go rapid fire here. Get the Elmo fire gif up, Cole.
You want me to?
When it comes to Top Shot and All Day, are you a collector, a flipper, someone who goes after a lot of challenges? What would you say your identity is in the, Top Shot All Day landscape?
Yeah, I'm a collector. I'm a buy and holder. And that's there it is. Elmo gif's one of the best. I'm a buy and holder. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I honestly am personally not super active in the markets. I think there's a bit of a conflict of interest for me personally to be overly participating in. I'll still line up and buy packs, but I think for anyone on the In the Moment team to be in the streets flipping would be a conflict of interest. So we kind of have a internal policy where we collect, we hold, but that's kind of where we're at. We're more focused on, helping the larger collector pool and providing them with all the information and tools. So that's kind of where my personal collecting strategy is at.
Awesome. So we know that you're a pretty big best ball guy. You said that, semi-pro DFS. Going to have to look you up on Roto Grinders here to see where you stand. Can you share any strategy for those of us who are into best ball, maybe your TJ's drafting secrets here that you can reveal, or any players you're targeting this year in particular?
Translation: how high are you on Gabriel Davis this year?
Oh, I'm a big Gabriel Davis fan. 100%.
Me too.
If you can get those Josh Allen stacks, I'm all in there. Yeah. So I mean, Underdog Best Ball, super fun platform for anyone that has not played that. I know DraftKings has Best Ball as well. My Justin is actually he is legit the best ball king. I don't know how familiar you are with Justin, but he won the inaugural best ball tournament from Underdog, I guess 2 years ago for 200K. And he basically invented best ball strategy with this hyper fragile running back and all this stuff. So he actually on the Establish the Run YouTube channel, he does live drafts twice a week with various guests from the DFS industry. So definitely check those out. Justin is way more of an expert than I am. However, for mine, I mean, I still love doing the drafts. I mean, the base level strategy for Underdog is that it's super top heavy, and it all comes down to the week 17 tournament. So you definitely want to make sure that you're stacking and correlating and getting that. Yeah. Which I'm again, not to get super into the game theory, but at what point does that, and I think we're getting to that point of the meta is going to change, right? Because if you're, if everyone's doing the same game stacks, then maybe you get to week 17 with a stack, but you're no longer unique because everyone that got there has the same stack as you. So I think, the base level strategy is certainly stacking, but if you're going to try and galaxy brain and get into this leveling war, I think there's some merit to making sure that you have some uniqueness about your lineup as well. But for the most part, I think it's just, get rankings that you trust, make sure you're drafting the right plays. And then I kind of use the correlation stuff as a tiebreaker. So if there's 3 wide receivers that are all kind of even, but one of them is a run back in my week 17 correlation, I'll go ahead and grab that one just for that upside.
Yep. Give us 3 players under the radar that you're drafting this year.
Oh, 3 players under
putting
the
them
radar
under the microscope here.
Yep.
Let me look at my exposures and see.
Suddenly turning into a best ball channel.
So this is a data-backed take from my underdog exposures.
Yeah, we have all the exposures. Cole keeps track of all his exposures. If you're doing this, you got to have the analytics here.
This is the first year I've been just diving in head first. I only had one team last year, had basically no knowledge of what best ball was, but gave it a shot, and I'm all in this year. Thought I was only going to make 5 or 6 teams, and I'm at about 24 or 25 right now. So we're all in.
Oh man. All right. So my highest exposure right now is Logan Thomas. That's not who I would have gone with. All right. So this is
sneaky.
Let's see. Well, I've got 40% Josh Allen. So I mean, I know you mentioned Gabe Davis, but I'm definitely like high on the Bills. I think in general, like if you can try and get some of those top tier QBs, I think it really does pay dividends, and then just grab a second one late. So I like Josh Allen. I found myself taking, and it's kind of gross, but Tyler Lockett is just falling so deep now. And I know without Russell Wilson that it's, not nearly the spot that it used to be, but he still feels like someone to me, especially in a best ball format, that like any given week still has the talent to break off 2 big plays and go for 25 points. So found myself taking a good amount of Tyler Lockett. And then, God, apparently I've been ended up with some Washington stacks, which is just terrible. I need to stop that from
You're
happening.
An Eagles fan. We can't be doing that here.
This shows that I'm just a freaking slave to the rankings. Let's see.
Where's the homer picks? How much Jalen Hurts exposure do you got?
I've got some Hurts and some Sanders. I mean, I actually like the Eagles stacks for sure. Like I feel like they're going a little earlier than I would like, but I do love the upside of like a Hurts, Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, Sanders, Goddard. Like I feel like their offense is going to be pretty concentrated between all of those guys. So stacking those up, I like the upside there. So go Birds.
Maybe a Kamara bring back for the week 17 correlation.
There you go.
Yes. Now we're talking.
The sneaky game.
You got the schedule memorized over there, Cole?
Yeah,
week 17, I got it. Yeah. Right here.
I don't even look. I just shoot him a text. Hey, what's the matchup I need to be looking for week 17?
Yeah, who's Cleveland playing?
I do the same thing with Justin. I like every time I start a draft, I'm like, Justin, can you send me the week 17 matchups again? And he's like, how have you not memorized this by now? I'm like, I don't know, because when I'm drafting, I'm also doing 5 other things. So I'm just autopiloting.
Well, TJ, this was an absolute pleasure to get on with you. Looking forward to doing more shows with you in the future here. Love what you guys got going on the moment. Just love you guys in general. You guys, Rare Moment fam, show some love in that comment section down below. Let us know what you guys thought about this video. Let us know what you think about Own the Moment. You guys are going to be a part of any of these games? Were you sold on any of this? Let us know in that comment section. We'll have some discussions about it. We will come out with some more content coming up. Sorry, we've been a little slow lately. It is the off season. Cole and I are scrambling for a little content here, but as we get closer to the season, we'll be ramping up. So definitely be looking into doing some more Own the Moment videos as well, opening some packs and getting some fun stuff on the slate. So we hope you guys enjoy your weekend out there. You guys be fun, be safe. As always, good luck collecting out there, everybody. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.